Hello everyone and welcome to the Simulated Handball Federation's Quarantine Champions League. Chris O'Reilly here with you, joined by Marcio Menino for the first of our quarter-final clashes, and it's a big one, a classic match between Montpellier Handball and Barça, who faced off in the quarterfinals just 2 years ago as Montpellier were en route to the title. Can they repeat it today, Marcio?
I don't know, Chris, but I'm thrilled and I'm super excited for this match, as it's like you said, Montpellier won the Champions League 2 years ago, and right now they're facing Barcelona, and you know how Barcelona is such a great team every year, but it seems that every time they reach the Final Four, it's somewhat, kind of like miss it. But this is like you said, it's a quarterfinal. Let's see if Montpellier can drop the bomb here at home and make the party up to the Final Four.
They certainly have a chance, that's for sure, but this Barca side very, very impressive looking this season on paper, just as we saw the squads being listed there. A great bunch of players on the team. Montpellier, they gave us a lot to enjoy in the first knockout round as they beat Flensburg in penalties. We'll see if that happens this time around. Dicamem flying into action here in the first minute, getting the first goal of the game, and Diego Simone equalising, both sides on fire straight away. As we see quite often, when one player gets going, he keeps going. Dicamem makes it a 2-1, but these opening few minutes, very tight, nobody missing any shots here.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's like, you score, I score, you score, I score. This is a great match right now, Chris.
Already
like top five minutes right there.
Incredible stuff. Just over 5 minutes played here, and we finally get our first save by Marian Shago, a save from Ludovic Fabregas, the former Montpellier player. Aaron Palmerson making it a 2-goal game now, the first significant lead for Barca in this one, but it doesn't last for long as Hugo Desca cuts the deficit. But even the wings getting involved here, which we didn't see too much from Montpellier's last 16 match. Dicamem though already, what Chris, is he on? 3 out of 3?
I think so. I think so also that Victor Thomas is like 2 out of 2 of suspensions right here, and if he gets another one, he'll get a red card right there.
That would be a terrible way to end his career, to be sent off in the quarterfinal if they don't make it through.
I was thinking the same.
But Aaron Palmerson is doing his best to ensure that doesn't happen. He's got himself another goal, and it's a 4-goal lead for Barca, forcing the first time out of the game for Montpellier. What do you think they have to change here, Marcio?
I think they're exaggerating on the pace they're promoting on their attack, Chris, right now. I think Montpellier needs to chill a little bit, because if they start with a lot of pace, Barcelona will run over them because, of all the experts that they have. And as you know, Entre Rios, it's a specialist measuring the time for attacking,
And it's Kevin Bonfoy who's come in between the posts for the first time for Montpellier. He makes a save. We saw Gilberto Duarte get himself a goal as well, but it's still 4 goals between the sides. A very decent lead here early on for Barca. And Montpellier, on a couple of occasions here in the last couple of minutes, have just lost the ball in attack, and Lucas Sindrich makes them pay with a goal for him as he skips past the defender. Melvin Richardson getting involved as well for the first time today. Still 4 goals between the sides, and Montpellier finding it difficult to break it in.
Yeah, it's true. Pérez de Vargas is such a great goalkeeper, and right now is a little bit above of Marian Shago and also Bonfoy, because that's how the statistics go. But at the same time, we see a lot of the mistakes from Montpellier. It's like I said, they're like attempting a quick, fast attack, and they're losing the ball, and they need to chill a little bit.
And Casper Mortensen getting in on the act as well, making it a 5-goal game temporarily. Just a minute and a half left in this one, and Montpellier leave themselves a lot to do, particularly if they can't get past Gonzalo Perez de Vargas, who's now up to about 30% save rate, I reckon. And that's it for the first half. Lightning speed in that opening 30 minutes, particularly in the first 10 or so, but Barca seem to be taking control now.
Yeah, with Perez Vargas being so calm between the posts, Chris, and saving so much for his team, I think they can manage. And Arinho has been wonderful today. It doesn't matter, Mortensen needs a few minutes more, but Arinho has been wonderful, and Dicamem also. So I think Barcelona is just like cruising right now on this end of the first half, and second half goes. Let's go.
And Lucas Sindrich flying out of the blocks again. 2 goals in the opening 2.5 minutes for him. He really seems to be the difference so far, but switching in and out with Raul Entrerios, who's doing a pretty decent job as well. They're really spreading the love here in attack Barça. No one player dominating, but overall they're being deadly from every position. Kevin Bonfoy gets himself a save, and down the other end, Melvin Richardson on the counter-attack gets himself a goal. Is there a chance here for a Montpellier comeback? They seem to be getting a bit of head of steam going, with Kevin Bonfoy making 3 saves in a row, but in the end, Lucas Sindrich yet again gets one from long range this time around. 7 goals between the sides with 20 minutes left to play.
It's like you said, Chris. I don't know if Montpellier will come, but if there's a team that can come back from this, it's Montpellier. They can do it right here in their arena, but it seems hard. It's like you said, Barcelona is playing as a team. They're not like having one or two players giving all the shots. They're playing as a team, and when it's like that, it becomes harder just to get goals from them.
And it seems that Montpellier are going for the 7-on-6 in attack as well, as they almost got caught out by Gonzalo Perez de Vargas. It's not making too much of a difference though here so far, but there is 5 goals between the sides thanks to Gilberto Duarte. And Raul Entrerios, the tricky old fox, makes it a 6-goal game again. And Montpellier just need to take all their chances now. They're not doing it. With 7 minutes left to play, 6 goals between the sides. No, make that 7. Thank you very much, Aaron Palmerson. And there seems to be no way back now.
I think that was it. I think Chris.
So.
I think Palmerson just stepped that pace. That goal was just a step, like the rock that you put on top of the table and say, that's it, finished.
The straw that broke the camel's back, as they could say. Yeah. And it looks like Barça are going to be the first side going through to the Final Four in this simulated Handball Federation. We mentioned how they've had troubles in the past with Final Fours in recent years, but this squad is looking very, very strong overall. And for Montpellier, well, they're going to have to bow out one stage too early. They will not be going to Digital Cologne this time around.
Indeed, and it's an 8-goal lead now, Chris. Everything is finished. I think this was pretty much a really good match in the first 10 minutes, but then Barcelona just, they realized, okay, we need to get this win to go to the Final Four, and they just did.
Valentin Port getting a goal there, the final one of the match. He was far too quiet for my liking today, and that is it. 26-18 in favour of star-studded Montpellier to just 18 goals is a very, very fine performance.
It is. Chris, I don't think this was not a match with a lot of goals, There was not a lot of goals in this match, but it's really, you can see that Montpellier needed to stop going so fast, to the attack, because they were getting a lot of goals on defense. They were not coping against this Barcelona. So instead of going like too fast, they just went too low right now. This is the low score actually explains it. They were just too afraid of just being, completely smashed by Barcelona. They were eventually smashed by Barcelona, but we could have seen the 30-something, score, and nobody likes when the opposing team wins by 30, That's the mark. That's the mark that you don't like.
Just a quick look at the top scorers here. We have Lucas Sindrich and Dika Mem dominating the day with 6 goals each. Melvin Richardson doing the best for Montpellier with 5. And Diego Simone, who had a bright start, it has to be said. 3 goals for him overall, but not enough. And in the goalkeeper sides, Kevin Bonfoy, 50% save rate for him. But the problem was not with him. Marin Shago, his fellow goalkeeper, 11%, while Gonzalo Perez de Vargas, a very, very strong match-winning 40% save ratio.
Indeed. We usually say that above 35, it's like a winning game, when the goalkeeper is above 35%. In this case, it was 40 from Perez de Vargas, like you said. And Sindrich had a great game today. Simone, I think he was nullified in the beginning of the match. After those 3 goals, the defense from Barcelona just said, okay, we're going to stop you right now. And that made a difference.
That's it. Absolutely, that was the difference, particularly in this centre-back battle. Lucas Sindrich coming out on top. He's the player of the match with 6 goals, 86% scoring percentage. And it's Barça going through to the Final Four, the first team to progress from the quarterfinals. And we'll see who's going to join them over the next few days. Marcio Menino, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you everybody watching the Simulated Handball Federation Games. And, stay safe.
Stay safe. We'll see you very soon. Goodbye.